Welcome to the Flowchart app. The central page of the Flowchart app is the active customer list, where you have all your current active customers grouped by route and listed in the order of each route. Any current work orders are listed under each customer name. So on one page, you can scroll through your whole route list and see all the current work orders. There are several display options. For example, you can view only customers with current work orders, or you can view all the completed work orders, which is helpful for reviewing all the extra charges before generating the monthly invoices. As you work your way through your route and go down the route list, you can click on any customer name for data entry, such as adding new work orders, completing existing work orders. Everything for this one customer is centralized on this page. There's 5 tabs across the top: the Customer Info tab, the Work Order tab, the Invoice and Payment History tab, where you have all the invoices and payments for this one customer. There is the Summary view and the Detail view, where you can see all the contents of every invoice. On the right-hand column is the running balance next to each payment or invoice, which can help clarify accounting questions. You've got the picture log and the chem log. One of the key concepts of the Flowchart app is this page here, which is essentially a work order flowchart for this customer. At the top, you've got the current work orders, then the completed work orders, and scheduled work orders, and then the monthly charges. At the end of the month, the program automatically takes all the completed work orders and the monthly charges and generates the monthly invoice for each customer. One of the goals of the Flowchart app was to completely eliminate the end-of-month bottleneck of processing invoices. At the end of the month, every extra charge should already be in the completed work order list. The idea is to complete each work order as they arise throughout the month, so at the end of the month, all you need to do is review the completed work orders. You can click on any customer name to make any adjustments. When you're ready to create your invoices, there's 2 options. You can either create invoices one at a time for each customer, or you can use the batch invoice process, which automatically creates all the invoices at once. After you've created all the invoices, you can click the Detail Edit option, and then you can quickly scan down the list of all the current invoices for accuracy. If you need to make any changes, you simply click the invoice, and then it takes you to the page where you can edit the invoice. To send the invoices, you click Batch Send, select All, and Send. The program will also show which invoices have been viewed by the customer. For example, for the July invoices, you can see that they've all been sent and they're all viewed. When you email the invoices, the customer receives an email with a link to view the invoices online. For example, you can click the Invoice Web View link here, and then it will show you the customer web view of the invoice. So you've got the current invoice details, and then you've got the invoice and payment history. You can click here to view every invoice and payment for that customer. And you've got the running balance on the right-hand column to help clarify any accounting questions. There's also an option which you can enable or disable for the customer to view the picture log or the chem log. There's also another option in the program where if you charge extra for chemicals, anytime you add a chemical in the chemistry log, it will automatically create a completed work order for that chemical. If you disable the chem log and picture log visibility, then the invoice looks like this, with only the invoice and payment history listed below the invoice. So back to the flowchart app. In the chemistry log, at the top here, we have measurements, then dosages, and then the entries. If we click Edit, you can customize the measurement list or the dosage list. If you click the link field, you can link a dosage to an invoice item. So for example, now under the chlorine dosage, it says link, and it lists the invoice item. So if we add a gallon of chlorine to the chemistry log, you've got the log entry. And then in the work order tab, we have a corresponding completed work order for a gallon of chlorine, which will be added to the next invoice. If we add another gallon of chlorine to the chemistry log, now there's 2 log entries, and the completed work order has been adjusted to a quantity of 2 at $7.50 a gallon. Back to the customer list. Since we just processed invoices, if we click the completed work order list again, it's now empty except for the new chlorine work order that was just created after processing invoices. In the customer payment section, all the customers are listed alphabetically with the current balance next to each name. If the payment amount matches the current balance, then you just click the current balance, and it copies the amount to the payment field. If the payment amount doesn't match the current balance, then you can manually type the amount. Then you click Review, and it lists all the payments in the order that you entered them. And then Save. And again, if you go back to the customer detail page, you have a list of all invoices and payments for each customer. At the top here, we have the payment that was just recorded for this customer, which brings their current balance down to 0. If you have any questions or would like to start using the Flowchart app, you can visit our website at flowchartpool.com. The Flowchart app includes free technical support by phone, email, or text, whichever you prefer. We also have a library of tutorials on how to use the Flowchart app, and if there's any topic that you would like to have covered in more detail, please let us know and we'd be happy to add another video tutorial.